Hello, everyone. For some reason, I'm not able to turn on my video.
Yeah, me too, Brian.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Katie.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hi, Neil.
How's it going today?
Good.
Good.
Well, Brian, what vehicles are broken in your today?
Nothing that I'm aware of,
Knock on wood.
but I honestly have not checked into it today. So,
Fair enough.
yeah.
All right, 12:01. Let's go ahead and get started with today's meeting. Welcome, everyone. I am Neil Carson, the current chair of the Missoula Cemetery Board. Just want to let you know that we are recording this meeting, and it is being it'll be available on I almost said Zoom, on YouTube later. If you're calling into the meeting, oh, thanks for putting the instructions up there. Press star 9 to raise your hand to be recognized for public comment. Press star 6 to be to mute and unmute. So let's start off with a roll call. Let's see who all is here. Board members, do you mind calling off your names so I don't miss anyone here?
Kim Seeberger.
Hey, Kim.
Paul Filicetti.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, everyone.
Pat, are you on by any chance? And Ashley emailed us all to let us know that she would not be able to attend today's meeting. Moving right along, did everyone have a chance to review the minutes from last month's meeting?
Yes.
Any changes? I only had one. Section 5.1, the new business section, Otis Street right of way. There was just a minor misspelling about 5 lines down from the top there. It says the current area is 80 feet. And then it says SND. I think that's supposed to say and instead of send. That was the only thing I had.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes for last month.
Paul, can you second that?
You know, given I wasn't there, I'm going to pass.
Fair enough. Well, then I will second it. Paul, if you're gonna pass on voting, then we can't approve these minutes today. Would that be your intent?
I don't mind voting on them.
Okay.
If you all are comfortable with them.
Then I'd call. Can we? All those in favor of approving them with that minor edit? please say aye.
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 All board members vote to approve. Thank you. Do we have any public comment? Do we have anyone of the public joining our meeting or calling in today? All right, well then let me welcome back Troy. Thank you again for joining us once again this month. Troy, do you want to let's see, Paul, you were not here for the last meeting. Do you need an introduction on what we're looking at here as far as the Otis Street right of way?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. I'm Troy Monroe, City Engineer for Development Review. I'm going to snag the screen here if that's okay. All right, are you guys seeing a colorful PDF?
Yes.
Okay, so just to give you a little background, what you can see in there in the black outline was the original cul-de-sac planned at the end of Otis Street. That original plan included going onto both the cemetery property by 10 feet and the public works parcel by 10 feet. The size of this cul-de-sac is required by fire code, so we're trying not to mess with that. We did go back to Missoula Fire and worked with them on two options. This first option, because the development out here, their apartment complex is existing and proposed, they need to have aerial fire access, which is the larger fire trucks. This first option is one where we would just put in a cul-de-sac within the existing right-of-way that would be used for passenger vehicles, UPS, that kind of stuff. But we would then have a fire truck driveway through the development and out to Bulwer Street right-of-way. That's an unimproved right-of-way right now, but it's still right-of-way. And so we would just have a looping driveway for them to use for fire access. So fire was good with this option. Then we have a second option where we go ahead and put the fire department cul-de-sac at the end of Otis Street, but shifting it away from the cemetery lot. And that would put it about 20 feet onto the public works parcel to the south. So we haven't finalized which option to go with yet. We now need to do a feasibility analysis, but at least both options moving forward will not be encumbering the cemetery property at all. So that's what I have. If there's any questions.
Troy, I'm sorry, do you mind pulling the graphic back up for us?
You bet.
Brian or Brett, do you want to share any thoughts or weigh in on this?
The only thing that I was wondering, and I don't know that it's very pertinent, is would the developer have to pave that second route, Troy?
They wouldn't have to pave it. It just needs to be up to fire department standards, which is a surface that could support 75,000 pounds and be all weather. So it would need to be finished in like millings, just kind of like an alley.
And then since it's on Bulwer right away, would the city be responsible for maintenance?
No, we would put that in as the agreement with the apartment complex that they'd be responsible for plowing it and for maintaining it.
Okay, those are my only questions. Thank you.
And 100% of the cost of that and the cul-de-sac and Otis extension is on the development.
Okay. Thank you, Troy.
And then, so Brian, just so I can clarify based on your email, you would be okay if we went this route of having it shift to the south?
Yeah, I cannot foresee any problems with it.
Okay.
Personally, either option I think would be fine. As far as if I put my street maintenance hat on, there shouldn't be any issue for that.
Okay. It may depend on what we see as future plans of Otis Street, as to which way we go, but at least either option right now is keeping it out of the cemetery parcel to the north.
Okay.
Does that answer your questions, Neil? We're good. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Kim or Paul, would you like to weigh in here?
Yeah, I think the way Troy mentioned it, it seems reasonable. The idea of keeping out of the cemetery property so that decision can be essentially kick the can on it to the future, that I'm fine with that.
I'm good with it too.
Susan, any thoughts in your world?
No, I think Troy already talked with Ryan in our office about getting permission from the cemetery board, but I really don't have any comments on it.
Thanks, Susan. Thanks for joining us. I see
bet.
Pat joined us as well. Pat, were you able to catch any of that?
Sorry, I was flipping over to panelist. Yeah, I just caught the end of the conversation. I didn't have any comments or questions. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. It's good to hear your voice. Let's see. So what do you need from us at the moment?
So I don't believe I need any action from the board now that we're not going to be within your parcel at all. You guys are free and clear.
Free and clear, off the hook. Woo! Well, thank you again for taking your time out to join us for these past two meetings and present this information. We're looking to help support these projects as they go, as they start to move forward. And we know that as things get built up around us, we're going to be probably seeing more of each other. So look forward to working with you in the future too.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Thanks, Troy.
Well, that was good that they were able to find a route that didn't encroach on encroach. I don't know if that's the right word, but that didn't affect the cemetery. All right, moving right along. Brett, do you want to talk about finances?
Sure. Here's our expenditure budget for year to date. Anyone has any questions on any of this?
So I looked through this earlier. I don't have any questions other than we're almost halfway through the fiscal year, not quite, but getting there. And the percentage of budget spent for the year is certainly under that 50% mark. Are you looking at seeing any cost savings by the end of the year?
It's possible. There'll be some expenses coming in that aren't on here yet, so that'll reflect better next month.
And another thing too, Neil, is that spreadsheets like this is that it doesn't adequately describe the fact that a lot of our expenses will go down and go up depending what time of year it is. So.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. So
I just noticed that it was, it wasn't the expense, the percent expended, it wasn't quite matching up with the percent of the year time frame. And I was just curious if your projections were gonna see anything there, but
I'm projecting that we're going to come in, real close to right at budget.
Gotcha. Cool.
And our revenue for this month we had a very slow month last month, as you can see. we had a total of $2,594 in total revenue for the month. So it was a very down month for us. We did have 3 internments. 2 of them were paid for in the prior month. That's why you only see that one on here. We're up to 43 internments year to date. Is there any questions on any of this?
None here.
Okay, we do have a fee increase starting on January 1. I think it's 3 or 4% across the board on all our fees. So
All right, well, no comment, doesn't sound like. Thank you for this information, appreciate it. Continuing business. So we need to appoint a board member to the to participate in the RFP, the request for architectural selection to look at the cemetery and help us figure out how we're going to accomplish our long-term goals. Do we have anyone on the board who would be interested in participation?
So this is Paul. You know, the solicitation goes out to architectural firms, which I belong to. So I don't know where the conflict of interest is here, or if there is one, but A&E is going to go after that project. I don't know if they'll be the lead, or if they'll be a consultant to another individual, another consultant, but we do want to go after it. I'm not going to participate in the solicitation, so I kind of asked them just to distance me from the whole process so I couldn't tell you what's going on. But given that, I prefer not to be on the selection committee. Again, just to avoid any conflict of interest if there is, or one happens to come up.
Paul, thanks for that disclosure. That makes sense. Although I'm sure all of us were kind of secretly hoping that you would want to be participating in that, since this is part of your world.
Well, and just a point of clarification for the board, staff, we thought it would be courtesy, and if any of the board members wanted to participate, we would certainly give that option. I don't think it's required. So if none of you want to participate, I think that's certainly an option.
Pat, do you have time? You've gone through this process.
Yeah, I could help with it on that committee.
Is everyone in favor of Pat saving the day here for us?
Yes. Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, you bet. I was like Neil, just about ready to say Paul, but yeah, that makes sense. If A&E is submitting, that you stay away from this.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Pat. We appreciate your participation, your time commitment to this.
Thank you.
Moving right along. Ooh, yeah, metal building. That's exciting stuff.
So we have made a down payment on the metal building. It will be delivered. I just got confirmation yesterday. It'll be delivered sometime in the last 2 weeks of April. We're currently working on getting a concrete foundation drawn up, schematic or blueprint, I guess, drawn up for that by an engineer. So we're waiting to get locates done on that. Then we'll dig up some soil samples and have those tested and get that information to the engineer, and then they will come up with it for us. that's about where we're at on that.
Brett, just for the fun of it, would you mind reminding us where this is going and how big the building is?
The building is 24 by 48 feet. It's going to go right next to the existing mower shed that we have here across the street from the shop. And it will house equipment that's being packed into the shop, or we're moving a lot of equipment from down below up next to this for security's sake and protection from the elements.
And it's not replacing that motor shed, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Awesome. Does anyone have any questions or comments in regards to that?
Just a question. Just in terms of that, Brett, is this going to be a full slab in this building?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Excuse me. I just thought of another question. I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but is this building going to be heated?
It will not be heated. No.
Okay. So the oil changes will take longer in that building then.
Hopefully we can move it into the warm building.
There you go. All right. Do you want to move along to the update on the plotter paper?
So I got good news on the plotter paper. We've actually received 5 rolls of it in the last week. Got a call about 2 weeks ago, and they said they got a shipment in a few months early and asked if we were still interested. And I said, very much so, please send it now. And so that was one supplier. And in the course of that, our original supplier had reached out and said that they were able to secure some rolls as well. So we are good to go for a while now, at least a year or two out. Things are looking good there. I'm still a little apprehensive on, we'll see how the production of this plays out over the next year or two, but so far we're set for a while.
Well, that's exciting news. Thank you. Well, we're moving right through today's agenda. Anyone on the board have anything else they'd like to bring up or discuss?
Yeah, just one other thing. In terms of the National Register nomination.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I talked to Elizabeth, who's working through that, and she sent a draft copy off to the State Historic Preservation Office last month. So it's under review at SHPO, and once she gets feedback from there, it'll probably go through whatever processes. It'll probably come through the board here and through the HPC. I don't know how that process works internally, but and then eventually go back to the state for review and approval. So it's ongoing.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for the update on that. Brian, in your expertise of city operations, would it be your understanding that the cemetery board would, for example, vote to approve that, and then it would be presented for city council to approve?
Are you talking about the RFP?
The National Historic Preservation Society recognition.
I think so. And if they didn't have to vote, we would probably want to make an informational report to council anyway. I'm not exactly sure if it would need council approval or not. Katie, any thoughts, or Susan?
I don't think it needs approval, but they definitely want to know about it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's a compliment for us that we would want to take some credit for. So.
Yeah, definitely. Good call. Okay, well, does anyone have anything else? And if not, I think we could probably adjourn. All right. Well, thank you again, everyone, for attending today. I appreciate your time and participation in this. I hope to see you all. Oh, let's see. I guess in January. Wow. That feels funny to say.
It does, without a doubt.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Happy holidays.